So I competed yesterday, so we'll get into that. But then today we did 2 takedowns, and then we did sit-up guard. So the 2 takedowns were the ankle pick and I think it was kochigari into a single leg. It was an inside trip into a single leg, whatever that is in Japanese. You get into a collar tie, and then you get into a collar tie, and then then they would step back, and you get into collar tie, they step back, or you get a trip, and then you pick up into a single leg. I gotta look it up. Anyway, oh sorry, it's like a parade and I gotta figure out how to get around it. So single leg. Okay, so that was a stand-up game, and then we did Deli Hiva into sit-up guard and 3 seats from there. So Deli Hiva is, let's just say we're having a left foot Deli hook. So that's when your left leg is on the outside of their right leg, and then you bring your foot inside of behind their leg, so it's hooking around the leg. Let's see. So, all right. So that, and then your left hand traps the ankle of that foot, pretty much immobilizes that leg. It's pretty strong. I always have trouble getting out of it, but I feel like when I do it, it's not as tight as it should be, maybe. Then your right leg is outside the opposite hip, and your right hand has the opposite lapel, so the same side as that hand. And the whole point in Deli Hiva, or not the whole point, but the first option is to off balance them. So you want to pull on that lapel grip and force them to post, and from there you can sweep them in pretty much every direction. Yeah, so you can only do that if he's leaning forward. If he's leaning back, his weight's on his back foot, it's really hard to off balance him. So what you want to do then is sit up guard. So from the Deli Hiva position, you sit up, your left arm comes to the back of his leg, and you can grab the front of your right pants, so you're locking his leg in inside the grip of your left arm. Then you have to okay, so left arm is there, your left leg is kind of wrapped around the leg also, and yeah, so then from here you have 3 options, right? So first basic option is you want to grab his outside arm, so that's his left arm, because that's the arm he would post on. So you would grab that and then pivot your body so that you sweep to the right. So that's the first option. So the second option is he will probably know that, so he won't allow you to get a grip on his left sleeve. So in that case, you can grab if you can grab his right sleeve with the right hand, pass that to your left hand, and then stand up from there. Like do a technical stand up from there.
We're not in the parade, 7th Avenue.
We're in the parade.
Just let it know. Just have whatever documents out for them down there.
Sunni.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you just southbound on the block.
Alright, so let's see. Okay, so you have their right hand in your left hand, so it's wrapped. It's kind of through his legs. So you still want to sweep to the right and make him post the hand. He might have grabbed your lapel, so sweep him that way and force him to pose the hand, makes him release your lapel. So then once his hand's posted, then you can come up and do like a single leg. Basically, he is off balance and just balancing on one hand and like one knee, because you have the other hand tied up behind his leg and you have control of that leg also. So he's basically just has 2 points of balance. So then the third way is, what if you can't get either sleeve? So then you untuck the far lapel with your right hand, you pass it through to your left hand so it threads through. Then I'm not really sure, I was a little confused by the details here. You need to get your left arm through the leg so that your elbow is past his knee, and then you sort of sweep to the right, and then if he falls over, you can go into like a side smash. If he sort of still pushes against you, then, so he's still upright, like kind of on his knees, you can bring your right leg inside of his leg, so your right leg is outside of his right shin, and then you come up. Yeah, so that's the detail. I'm not really sure what's going on. Yeah, so those are the three. I'm going to look it up for the details. Tim's also teaching it again tomorrow and probably Wednesday, I think, so more details then. So the competition yesterday, I lost the first one 2-0, and then the second one I lost by an armbar. I was down 10-2. So the first one, I don't know, I made a ton of mistakes. We were in stand-up. I got double lapels. He had a cross collar, and it was like a really strong, he had like a really strong straight arm on a cross collar. So first of all, I'm pretty sure my grip was too low on the lapels. And then second of all, after he got the grip, he started doing like little foot trips, and then, I don't know, that got me annoyed or something, so I started doing the same thing back to him, which I don't really know how to do that well. I know how to do it from one specific kind of approach. God, it is crazy right now. Yeah, so it's like a kind of game I shouldn't be getting into because I don't really know it that well. Okay, it should be okay. Let's see. Okay, so He took me down. I don't really remember how. I think he just kind of rotated me and whatever. It was like a mess. But I went down, into half guard, and I don't know what was going on. It was very similar to the first comp I did, where it's getting cross-faced and a lot of pressure in half guard. I watched the video later, and it's like my head's on the wrong side. He's like pushing down on my neck. I tried doing the John Wayne sweep. I think my feet were on it wrong. Anyway, I was pretty much trapped there. He wasn't really advancing it. So we were there. Then, for some reason, I got to turtle-ish. Then he tried to take my back. I denied him the hooks. Back in half guard. So it was basically me fighting off half guard, or trying to get out of half guard the whole time. So then that was the first one. And then he tried to rip an armbar at the end. So that was the first match. Then the second match, I played better stand-up this time. I just pulled guard after like 30 seconds. Pulled him into half guard again. I don't know why. Had the same experience. This time, I went turtle. Or this might have been the last time. I don't actually remember. But he was in turtle. I was in turtle. I got into the position we were working on the other day where I'm kind of in turtle, but then my far side I'm posting up on, so he can't roll me to that side. The whole point is that he has to pull me toward him, and then I can turn inside of him and get an underhook and wrestle up on him. But I neglected to protect my neck on that side, so he had like a collar grip. So when I tried to roll into him, he kind of controlled the roll, and we went into half guard. So I think that was actually the first match. But the second match, he got into back, and then he was like trying to rip a cross collar that I just like endured. He tried to tighten his grip like 3 times. And the second, after the first one, like I knew that he wasn't gonna get it. So the second one, I knew when he relaxed a little and then tried to put it in again, I knew I could just like outlast it. And then the third one, I knew he's getting tired, so I tried to get out. But then he saw that, and then he went to mount. Wait, he didn't get in the mount though. I think maybe he tried to get him out, and then I caught him in half guard, something like that. And then I turtled again at some point, and then he got my back again. Oh, and then he also got this weird turtle where I was in a turtle, but then he was like high on my back, and then I kind of dumped him, and I got on top. That was like the only offensive moment I had in the whole match. But let's see. Yeah, so I got 2 points for doing that. I don't know if that's a sweep, but they gave me 2 points for it. So at that point, all right, so at that point, I should have taken advantage of the situation and passed him. I don't know what guard he was in. I was like tired, I was like frustrated, so I just tried to like power through his guard, which obviously never worked because that's the whole point of jiu-jitsu. He caught both my ankles and did like a waiter sweep or a dummy sweep or something like that. And then after that I was like, fuck, like I was done. So when he dumped me, and then I think we met the half guard, and then I turtled and they took me back again, something like that. Or no, I think that was near the end. So I went into like a turtle or something, and then somehow I gotta watch the video. I watched it in slow motion last night, but I still don't know how it worked. He got an armbar from it, so I'm not sure how he did that. Yeah, so I want to look at that. But yeah, so technically, I didn't really accomplish anything I wanted to accomplish technically. In the first match, I mean, he never passed my guard. He never took my back in the first match. So I guess defensively, I was okay. In the second match, but I couldn't do any sweeps, and I was like in an uncomfortable position. So I was just not letting him move. I did like nothing proactively good in the first match. In the second match, I guess when I came up from turtle to get on top, but I think that was just him being tired and getting off balance or something. That allowed me to do that. I did do good back defense, I think, getting out of the cross collar and then escaping from back twice. Also, so I need to get out of turtle better, or not get into turtle better. Work on stand-up more. Stop doing dumb stuff. Yeah, that's, I don't know. Talking to Tim earlier this week, so find out what he has to say about it, but was a little discouraged by the whole thing. Or not discouraged, but like, did not perform as well as I thought, and not because I didn't know what I was doing. It's just like the things that I knew I should do weren't really working. I don't know which one is more disappointing. I mean, this is better, right? I knew I should do, I just couldn't execute. Is it because the guy was like stronger than me or what? I don't know. I do know, like, the cross collar grip and stand up, that's something I gotta figure out what I need to do about. Do I focus on breaking that before I do anything, or like, why don't I do that? I don't know. Also in the half guard, like, how does he have such good position or good posture on it? Like, how is he exerting so much pressure on me from the half guard? And so both, like, how do I defend against it and how do I do that myself? I think those are the two biggest. Because, you know, if I was on offense, like, I was working on offense mostly in the past month. So, but I never got to that position where I could use the offense. I got to that position one time in both matches. One time total in both matches. So, and then I just was too tired to actually do anything with it. So